People who have had COVID-19 can get long COVID, even if they had no symptoms or only mild symptoms during the infection. You're more likely to get long COVID if you had to go to the hospital because of COVID-19. If you did not get the COVID vaccine, if you have a disability, or if you have a long-term health condition.
Hello, everyone. I'm Sign1News anchor Martha Anger. Here's a quick look at the top trending stories making headlines today. If you post an interesting comment about this update, we may add it at the bottom of the screen. We want to warn you. Images in this story are violent and graphic and may be disturbing to some viewers. Authorities in Memphis released a video from the January 7th traffic stop that resulted in the death of 29-year-old Tyree Nichols. 5 former police officers have been charged with murder. Authorities say Nichols was pulled over for reckless driving. An autopsy report said Nichols was beaten so badly he died from the injuries 3 days later. Now authorities have released 4 videos from that night, each from a different angle. The last video is from a street view cam, but there's no audio. The other videos show Nichols screaming repeatedly, "Mom, Mom, Mom." He's thrown to the ground, kicked several times, punched in the head, and beaten with a baton several times. It is described by authorities as heinous, inhumane, worse than the Rodney King police beating video, a one-sided MMA fight. Again, a warning, the video is violent and graphic. All 5 of the officers have been fired, and each one charged with second-degree murder, aggravated assault, aggravated kidnapping, official misconduct, and official oppression. 2 members of the city's fire department were also fired. Also today, video of the attack on former House Speaker Nancy Pelosi's husband was released. And again, we want to warn you, because of its graphic nature, the video may be disturbing to some viewers. 42-year-old David DePape was arrested in December for allegedly breaking into the San Francisco home of Paul and Nancy Pelosi. The first release video was captured by a U.S. Capitol Police security camera at the Pelosi residence. DePape is wearing shorts and a long sleeve hoodie. He's using some sort of object to break the glass on a back door, then enters the house. The second video released is from the body cam of an officer who responded to Paul Pelosi's 911 call. In the video, DePape and Pelosi both appear to have a hand on a hammer, and DePape is holding Pelosi's arm. Pelosi is wearing a blue and white striped pajama top and shorts. When officers ordered DePape to drop the hammer, he refused and smashed the hammer into Pelosi's head. Again, a warning, the video may be disturbing to some viewers.
Yeah. Said 2620, right? No, 2640. Oh, 40. Yeah, it literally said in there. Hi.
Hey guys.
How you doing?
How are you?
What's going on, man?
Everything's good.
Hi. Drop the hammer.
Nope. Hey.
What is going on right
I'm
now?
not getting an answer on call. But
Bro,
getting calls in the area that someone in you.
I got him, Michael. Edward 14, Edward 10, backup code 3.
DePape has pleaded not guilty to several state and federal charges. His lawyers argue by releasing this video, their client can no longer receive a fair trial. No comment from the Pelosis. After the recent discovery of classified documents at the homes of President Joe Biden, former President Donald Trump, and former Vice President Mike Pence, the National Archives is asking former presidents, vice presidents, and administrations from as far back as George H.W. Bush to check their files for classified documents. The archive sent a letter asking the former leaders to check their files to ensure material thought to be personal does not inadvertently contain presidential records. Representatives for former Presidents Clinton, George W. Bush, Obama, and the late George H.W. Bush say they all turned over classified records to the archives upon leaving office. Three vaccine makers are in the early stages of testing single vaccine shots against both coronavirus and the flu. Representatives from Moderna, Pfizer, and Novavax addressed the issue with a committee of independent vaccine advisors to the U.S. Food and Drug Administration. Moderna said it has already launched a dosing and safety study of its combination shot. Pfizer said it's also in the early stages of testing a combination COVID and flu vaccine. And Novavax says it hopes to have the results of a stage 2 study of its version of the combination shot by the end of the year. Listen up. If you are sharing your Netflix password with someone outside your home, it's going to end soon. Officials say it will start blocking subscribers from sharing passwords with people outside their household in the coming months. And it plans to roll out a paid sharing plan. Netflix says it realizes some people may cancel their subscription as a result, but it expects that people who were borrowing an account will eventually activate their own account. This video you're about to see is both cool and creepy. Scientists have designed this miniature robot that can shapeshift and even escape cages. As you can see, the robot is solid while it's in the cage. But then it slowly melts to the ground and oozes through the bars to get out. Scientists say they got the idea from sea cucumbers, which can alter their stiffness to protect themselves. These robots are similar. They can shift between liquid and solid states to navigate tricky and compromising environments. Scientists believe the technology can have a host of real-life applications, like getting into small places too tight for humans. The full details of the study are published in the journal entitled Matter. Whoa, this is exactly what I was thinking. It reminded me of a famous 1990s TV show that used to air on Nickelodeon. It was called The Secret World of Alex Mack, starring actress Larissa Oleynik. Yeah, it made me think it's the same concept. Anyway, that's cool and creepy. Okay, let's be honest. Do we really need a reason to eat chocolate cake? But if you need a good reason, today is the perfect day. Today is National Chocolate Cake Day. It's unclear who created the holiday, but who cares? Here's a fun fact. It's believed the first chocolate cake was made in 1765 when a doctor and a chocolate maker teamed up for the ultimate dessert. The first boxed cake mix was created by a company called O. Duff and Sons in the late 1920s. Then Betty Crocker released its first dry cake mixes in 1947. So grab a cold glass of milk or a scoop of ice cream and enjoy the holiday. Sign1News will be broadcasting updates Monday through Friday. A big thank you to our Sign1News app supporters who help make this broadcast happen. You can download the Sign1News app by heading to the App Store or Google Play Store on your smartphone, and you can also watch on Apple TV, Amazon, and Roku.